Praise to the Most High, How Bashim Yahushai Bashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, that great millstone who rule well. Salutation and blessings to the hopeful elect. I wanted to get into one of Esau Edom, the so-called white man's latest acts of perpetual hatred against the so-called blacks of the southern kingdom of the nation of Israel, in the form of changing the curriculum, which is basically the subject matter in all their learning institutions, to teach that slavery, American slavery and the transatlantic slave trade was beneficial, okay, and that it taught useful skills, basically civilized us, okay, which we know this to be the fucking devil, all right, the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan, who is pushing these agendas, all right. And you have this guy who's just a fucking puppet, all right. But indeed, he's lumped in with the sentiment of these devils, okay, the hatred, perpetual hatred for the nation of Israel, okay, all 12 tribes, or what's perceived today as the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, okay. And the devil showing his fucking horns, his malicious intent. The men of Yahweh Shem Yahweh could see right through this cocksucker being really just a puppet for his greater elites. This guy being a fucking peon. But that's the sentiment of these devils, man. In their attempts to, take back the birthright and not credit us for our fucking hard labors, okay? Another discrediting of basically building up their entire wealth and status of what they have today, how America got great, so to speak, all right? So, you have this, let's go into it a little bit, because basically this guy, and of course him being a puppet, lobbied for, was one of the main advocates pushing this curriculum to be changed, all right? To basically fucking teach that slavery was beneficial. It taught skills to the blacks that they would have otherwise never learned, okay, over there swinging from the vines, which has been revealed to be complete fucking falsehood, okay, a complete bold-faced fucking lie that this man had pushed, which is the way he's maintained his dominance, because it's been revealed that who they rounded up in the west coast of Africa, not only were they performing some of the laws of the Mosaic Law, okay, but that there were over 2 million Jews, just so-called Jews, just like, or Slakia, actual Jews, real Jews, okay, black Jews, but really brown, okay, which Jew was even a fucking derogatory term. Israelites, okay, over 2 million, and that's just in estimation. The Most High told us not to number shit. So, however many, but millions of Israelites from the southern kingdom fled Roman persecution in 70 AD into the west coast of Africa. So not only were they, and they said they were black Jews on the slave markets, okay, on the auctions, slave auctions, okay. But not only that, but that those people that were over there in the west coast of Africa before they got rounded up had some of the most advanced skills and way of life known to man at the time. Irrigation systems and You know what I'm saying? Structures and shit that they built. Okay, systems for regulating and managing a system, a society. Okay, they had all that before Esau fucking slapped his name on it. Okay, and called it his, and reaped the proceeds from. And this is just another expression of that. Okay, if he revealed the truth, that's the way he's maintained his dominance. If he is with lies and deception. If he fucking told these people not only about their true identity, but about what they built, the real crux and truth about slavery, okay, what we built for this fucking devil, if we saw the kind of numbers that were translated from this day to that day, because you have to convert it. You have to convert it out. All right? Trillions of dollars, probably. All their wealth. Well, like it says, they stole our riches anyway. Raiding Solomon's temple. Okay. Having a hold of our gold. So they literally have our riches, let alone everything that we built for them and made for them. Through what? Through intellectual property. Anything that one of these people, through chattel slavery, anything that they even thought of or invented belonged to this fucking devil. Through intellectual property, meaning even what you think is property of this fucking devil. Even what you drum up in your mind. Okay? And that's what's heavy. That's all you have all day. Fucking niggas who work for different corporations, the shit they invent and come up with is the intellectual property of that damn company. All right? What do you think music is? Music is intellectual property. A nigga, producing a song, all right? And then, of course, the what goes into engineering the music to it, whether it's with live instrument or digital, and then putting the music to the fucking putting the lyrics to the music. That's an art in and of itself. That's intellectual, pretty much substance. Okay. All right. That he takes and monetizes. Okay. So this is just him maintaining his fucking agenda in attempts to maintain his dominance. Okay, because not only would he have to render back proceeds, right? Because one of the main things this is in light of him pushing and lobbying and advocating for this curriculum is because he came hard against that reparation shit. Okay, these devils don't want to give up a goddamn thing. They don't want to give up a penny to you niggas. Okay, and so they're pushing heavy against that shit to say, hey, no, fucking slavery so-called civilized you niggas, man. Gave you useful skills that you would have never otherwise developed. Okay, which is madness. And then we're going to read on other damnable heresies of just lies, of fucking grave fucking lies, man, in here. So it says, Florida schools will now teach students that some black people benefited from slavery because it taught them useful skills, okay? It says, slaves developed skills, okay, skills which in some instances could be applied for their personal benefit. Okay, let's go down. Other language that has drawn the ire of some educators and education advocates includes teaching about how black people were also perpetrators of violence during race massacres. So not only to going in on how, what is it, the accuser of thy brethren? God damn. All right. So not only is he going in on how fucking it was beneficial, like niggas, shut up. You learn how to serve me, right? You learn how to cook and clean and bathe, and be civilized, and not be a fucking a jungle bunny, which couldn't be farther from the truth. Okay, but not only is he teaching that now in that curriculum, but he's teaching that black people are violent. Okay, they're the perpetrators of violent massacres. And then look at this shit. This motherfucker flipped it. He said the language says instruction includes acts of violence perpetrated against and by African Americans, but is not limited to 1906 Atlanta race riot, 1919 Washington, D.C. race riot, the 1920 Ocoee, I'm not sure what that is, massacre, 1921 Tulsa massacre, and the 1923 Rosewood massacres, which we know was the white man coming in and committing war crimes against our people. Okay, crimes that still and should be punishable by prosecution and punishment, right, of the law, and up to death, of course, of the shit they did, man. The bodies and destruction and the heist that was, how much that they took. All right, that black wealth, we know is all a doing of the Most High. Okay, a punishment for a time, but this fucking devil, the Most High, you know what I'm saying? It's cold, but glorious and righteous, man. That even though he used them to do it, these fucking devils, he did it for them to pay as well for what they did, for what he had them to do. Okay. So let's get this in the scripture. This is another form of him discrediting our labors, man. Okay. But ultimately, this motherfucker is gonna vomit up all that he has stolen. This is another attempt changing the curriculum to maintain his dominance like he has through deception and lies. Okay. Deceit. What does the devil mean? The deceiver. All right. As it says, these are the fucking perpetrators of those massacres, right? It's fucking crazy, man. That's called revisionist history that he has now. That's his proof that this motherfucker just would just straight up change the goddamn history. Like it says, the victor writes the history. History or lies agreed upon. That's what this piece of shit is, man. The conqueror, the conquistador, the damn, what do they call him? The colonizer. All right. But the real truth is coming out for them that have been revealed and shown the light and enlightened upon. Okay. But this being an attempt for this man to discredit our labors so he doesn't have to fucking, not only for the reparations, but that would mean he owes us fucking big time. Not just for slavery, but then in acknowledging that we're the Israelites, the entire earth, which it talks about Israel being the former of all things and having an inheritance with the Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Okay. It's a lot of the Most High's inheritance. You see? That coming into alignment with what does that come with? Being the lot of the inheritance of the Most High. It comes with a possession of the world. Okay, so they have to render the uttermost extents of the world into us, if that were the case. But we know the plan of Yahweh Shem El Shai. This is just a further attempt at him to maintain his dominance. But it's really a showing and a display of his power waning. Okay? So, and then secondarily, it is an attempt at him to prevent the uprising, which we know is taking place. Prevent this uprising that he knows his ass is going to get completely fucked up in. He's going to get decimated in this thing, man. Okay? Everyone's going to be at this motherfucker's throats, and they already are starting. Okay? They're starting in on this piece of shit. The shameful spewing of being upon his glory. That's why they have to come out with some shit like this. Fucking advocating, lobbying hard in the school board to get that curriculum changed. All right? But it's already been revealed there's nothing but filth in these so-called schools, the education board, this elite system. That the education system is heavily embedded into that beast system, man. Okay. But he's trying to prevent the uprising, man. Okay. Wisdom Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him. That's that uprising that he's trying to prevent. See, he said, and made no account of his labors. So it's a discrediting of our labors, okay, of that hard fucking bondage. Of what? Not only building up fucking America, his new world, his baby, right? The fourth part of earth. But as well, establishing the wealth that he has to this day, that generational wealth that they've had fucking generation after generation from the institution of slavery, man. Okay, that thrusted them, these devils, because it wasn't just these American devils, these devils over here. A lot of other people had investments into this place, this new world. It was like a new venture. All right, when you look into venture capital and shit like that, this was the new venture that all kind of motherfuckers in the UK and in Europe had stock and stake in. Okay, cashing the fuck out from that institution of slavery. That was extremely lucrative. All right. Which is what the apostles and elders brought out is the most lucrative business is fucking free labor. Okay. What you need to establish a kingdom. But this man making no account of our labors, man. You see? Building up his fucking nation and his current wealth. You see? Listen, Jeremiah 10:16, the portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Yahweh, Bashim El Shai of hosts is his name. Okay. So, this devil, he's going to have to vomit up every fucking thing that he took. And eventually he's going to have to live in a world for 1,000 years where we take back inheritance and possession of a world that never belonged to him. And then he's going to have to see these powers, okay, these princes of the power, okay. He's going to have to see them that he oppressed and he fucked up and he dogged out and he had his complete way with and did whatever he fucking pleased with. Just the most heinous shit too, okay? He's going to see them go to a place that he had he only dreamt about in his society, in his kingdom, which was to leave the planet and to go into these magnificent wonders the Most High has created outside of this earth. But this earth, even in its renewed state, being inhabited and ruled for an eternity, but he'll only see a thou wow of it, of the kingdom, okay? And in their God state, huh? All right, that's what he's gonna be. That's what he's gonna have to be faced with. All right. Because ultimately, we don't want his stinking fucking money. All right, there's nothing he could render to us in a place where we know that is fire is prepared unto and reserved unto. All right. This nigga's guilty. This nigga's guilty of a crime that money can't pay for, as the scriptures have said. Okay? And that's really going to be the reward. That's what we want from this guy. We want another form of payment. All right? Jeremiah 15:33 says, thus saith Yahweh Hashem Yahushai of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Okay? So this fucking guy is guilty. It wasn't no fucking beneficial thing of getting, man. All right? Getting fucking beat to oblivion. All right? Getting flayed. Not even to mention the journey over here. And also, Lord willing, we go into it until the end. What debunks the whole theory that blacks sold blacks is that nobody had ownership. No other black had ownership of another black. And we know, I'm just using these terms, right? Of what they, of the rhetoric that they're using, okay? Nobody had ownership of another people. They went and they were paying sellout Hamites. So there was no Hamite that was in ownership of us, of Israelites, of the so-called blacks that were taken across the Middle Passage. Okay, they were not in possession and in captivity to Hamites down there at the time, to where they could have even been sold. All right, they got fucking sold out. That's the term. They didn't get sold. They got sold out. Okay. The Hamites were like, okay, I'll take the musket guns and the, a little bit of gold or, whatever the fuck it was. Probably some shit that they didn't have in abundance, which gold is. So they didn't need too much of that. And the musket guns and probably, some white box or something. You know what I'm saying? Or Ham being a Mo. And E, doing that exchange, or, whatever. You see, so it strengthens the guilt. It heightens the guilt of this man of Esau, Edom, what he did, man, taking us captive, and not even to mention what he did to the northern kingdom, boy, when he came over here, boy. Just this guy was like a rabid fucking dog, man. It's like, this guy was like a fucking madman when he came over here to the Northern Kingdom, okay? So we were pressed together in this place where the worst atrocities that were ever done to a people were performed, okay? Right here in this new world, Canada, so-called USA, and fucking South America, man. And that nigga went down there and wiped out 90% of the tribes, man. Tens of millions of people, potential 100 million fucking people, bro. Okay? So this guy's blood has got our name on it. They say it's like when you have something, a plate or a fucking, you know what I'm saying? They got the Most High name on it, man. They have fucking hell to pay. All right? This man's guilty. Exodus 21:16. And it's spiritual because the elect, these men that the Most High are raising up right now, are likened unto witnesses, okay? And that goes into, in a legal form, in a legal standpoint, that goes into them that are testifying, okay? We're testifying, exposing this fucking guy through the spirit of the Most High's mouth, okay? Consuming this fucking guy, all right? And then the advocate, because who's known as the advocate, and what is known in the legal sector? What is an advocate? Is the one who's the lawyer. Okay, so we're as the witnesses, you know, the two witnesses, Ephraim and Judah, and then northern and southern kingdom. All right, the witnesses, and then you have the advocate, which is the counsel. And then let me consult with my counselor. Is also, is a lawyer, is also an attorney, is also what? An intermediary, which is a what? Intercessory. What is that? No, Salakia. What is that? A mediator. Okay. All these terms is like for that. That one is that's in the position of that lawyer, which is like a counselor, which is also known as an advocate. Okay. He's the one that's going to the judge, Yahweh. Okay. Drive that case home. And the prosecutor is really like the pit bull, which is like Yahushai is likened unto Yahweh's pit bull, man. Okay. His death angel, the one that he's been using since the beginning to carry out, the Godfather has been using to carry out his directives. All right. And the same in this case. Yahushai is going to get his licks first. It says, Exodus 21:16, and he that stealeth the man and selleth them, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. Okay, so the sentence is out on this guy even before. All right, but it's playing out. But we know what this guy's fucking demise is, what his judgment. Okay, what the judgment is on it, on the case. Finishing off in Numbers 35 and 33. So ye shall not pollute the land which ye are in, for blood it defiled the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. Okay. So, blood is required of this man. Okay. It says, what does it say? Since thou hast not hated blood, blood shall be required of thee. But there's no other payment that this guy can do. He's already refusing the fucking payment. So how much worse do you think his judgment's already going to be off rip? Okay. But look, there's no amount of reparation or any type of placation. Let's look that up just for edification's sake. There's no form of placation in any form, monetary or any other, that this man is going to be able to do. All right, at the onset of his fucking destruction. Placation is the act of placating someone, okay? And to placate, begins to make someone less angry or hostile to try to pacify them so you don't get fucking destroyed. Okay? There's nothing that can be done in these guys, man. In this wise flock. Alright? That's what is in the recipe is in store for this devil's fucking scrambling, man. That's why it talks about his counsel is being carried headlong. All right, counsel of the forward is carried headlong. This motherfucker's scrambling, man. Because he knows his judgment is nigh. All right, and due. They have a fucking guilty conscience, man. So with that, all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Kadash. Hey, the water to the Most High, man. And he's wrapping this thing up. Okay. Shalom.